What would drive a person to take down their mods from the Nexus, re-engineer them so that they require the script extender, making them unusable on consoles, and then re-upload them to the Nexus again? Yes, we have mod makers effectively putting a DRM system to prevent their mods from working on consoles, from being stolen and put onto Bethesda.net. Mod theft, something that some people argue can't actually happen by definition, is happening. Hello everybody, this is Eric Zahakran, and today we're going to be talking about modding. Yes indeed, modding for Skyrim, modding for Fallout, modding in general. Now the last time I really stirred the pot is when I talked about the Skyrim mod pack called The Journey, and my criticisms about how it was bad for the modding community as the modding community stands right now. And a lot of people didn't understand the video or where I was coming from, and they saw a lot of contradictions, and they didn't understand morality be damned. I don't care if it's right, wrong, or otherwise. I'm looking at the reality versus the legality. Now, on several separate occasions, including on the Migrant Thought podcast, we actually talked about parlor modding versus cathedral modding, and the concept in parlor modding where you make a mod, it belongs to you, you issue out a license to basically say, hey, you can all use my mod provided that if I take it down, you can't put it up somewhere else. You don't have the rights to repackage it. It's mine, it is my personal portfolio. I need to be credited every single time this mod is used, and you need my permission if I'm going to put this mod out anywhere. That is parlor modding. Cathedral modding, on the other hand, is where you put the mod out and it becomes an open-sourced, free to use for everyone, free to work, build upon. You can repackage, redistribute, do whatever you need because the mods are helping to build the community, and the community works together to create something greater than itself. I personally am on the side of cathedral modding, where I believe that everyone should be working toward the greater good. That's idealism right there, because we're going to talk about reality. Reality is people want mods for their personal portfolio. People make mods for themselves, and then they may or may not choose to distribute those mods. For every one major mod that you find, there are at least 5 that are made that are never given out to anyone else. These mods aren't created for the community, they're created for the person who is making them. And then that person decides, should I share it, should I not? And for the good of the community, they will often share that mod. And here's the long and short of it. If mod makers get pissed off, mod makers stop making mods, and you got no mods. Case in point, the recent Xbox mod thefts. Yes, people have been stealing mods off of the Nexus, and they've been placing them on Bethesda.net. One guy, reportedly, even asked for donations in exchange for the mod that he didn't own. This has prompted many, many modders to take their stuff down off of the Nexus and off of the internet in general until Bethesda finds a solution for this mod theft. Currently, to my knowledge, Bethesda's answer is submit a DMCA copyright claim to ZeniMax. This would indicate to me that Bethesda.net isn't even run by Bethesda, it's run by ZeniMax. At least that's what it appears to be, because the responsible party for the website is the one who needs to receive the claim. Because the responsible party for the service is where the claim needs to go. And if Bethesda is directing you to ZeniMax, then ZeniMax must be the responsible party, or they're lying to you. I'm not saying that a Bethesda employee would lie to you, certainly not. So assuming he's telling the truth, that means the responsible party is ZeniMax. And a lot of people look at the YouTube copyright strikes and stuff like that and think it's the same thing. It isn't. When you send a copyright claim through YouTube, you are not sending an actual DMCA takedown notice. What you're doing is you're using YouTube's private system where no legal claim is made. However, what Bethesda is asking you to do, according to this statement anyway, is to actually send a real legal notice to ZeniMax. Now here's the question, is sending this even a viable option? And the answer is maybe not in some cases, because anything you make with the creation kit is owned by Bethesda. That's in the user agreement for the freaking creation kit. So, in other words, the only thing you could actually claim are not the mods themselves, but any resources that come along with those mods, resources you made outside of the creation kit. For example, models, sounds, and yes, texture. So imagine somebody stole a mod that makes your guns aim better or something like that. That's all creation kit code, so you can't actually claim that as your own. That stuff belongs to Bethesda. However, if someone steals your armor compilation, where these custom armor meshes that you made, well, guess what? That is actionable. But I've heard both sides of the fence for a while now. The hilarious thing is, in all my discussions that I've been doing, the people who get most angry about this discussion happening are the people who want everything free for everybody. They shout at the top of their lungs, all capital letters, it's a free resource. There's no stealing mods. But as I just explained, legally, there is. Because when you put out a piece of software, any kind of intellectual property or work, it's protected under copyright law. You are giving them license to use it, but ultimately, legally, you are only allowed to distribute it in any way their license puts forth. Just because you got a copy of somebody's story doesn't mean you have the right to reproduce it and send it to a bunch of other people. Here's an example. Someone wrote an ebook and put it on their website for free. You don't actually have the right to copy paste that novel onto Reddit for other people to read. You can direct them to that site. You can use small excerpts for proper review and satire because that is fair use. But in no way, shape, or form are you allowed to replicate the whole thing. And you are especially not allowed to replicate the whole thing, put in a bundle with other stuff, and send that out either. It doesn't matter if it's freely available on the internet. That shit is illegal. That is the legal reality. Let's talk about the physical reality, what's actually going on. And that is, mod makers are taking down their mods until Bethesda can handle it. You know why? Because a lot of these mod makers see these mods as parts of their personal portfolio. They get angry seeing their work stolen for other people's benefit. They would rather that nobody benefit if they can't. So here's the actual 100% reality. You piss these people off, they're gonna stop making mods for you. You act like entitled twats, it's bad for the community. People asked me, how can I support mod bundling for older games that are no longer actively being worked on? Simple. Because we don't have anything left to lose. You see, for me at least, fuck morality. All I care about is the legal reality and the real reality. Legal reality is that the mod itself belongs to Bethesda, the assets belong to the owner, and if you piss off the owner, then you ain't gonna have any more mods. And that's absolutely fine for older games where there really isn't any development done on those games anymore. You can bundle up all the mods you want because no one's gonna give a shit. But with Skyrim and Fallout, these are still active modding communities. And just as surely as people abused the paid mod system and were selling mods that didn't belong to them, so too are they bundling and taking credit for things on BethesdaNet. And this is going to happen, and it's only going to get worse. Until people want to stop modding entirely. Now this isn't going to stop people from modding. People are going to keep modding until time ends. But they're going to stop sharing those mods. They're going to make a mod for themselves, and then they're going to keep it to themselves. Because ultimately, all modding and all personal projects are self-serving. Now currently, the only thing people can do to protect their content is to go take their content down, re-engineer their content to where it only works with the Fallout 4 script extender, and then re-upload it, making it unusable on consoles. That won't stop it from getting put into miscellaneous packs, but it will stop it from being appropriated onto BethesdaNet, because all the console users who are stealing the mods won't be able to use them. There's already been accusations about people re-engineering their mods so that they cause save file corruption on consoles, but those accusations for the most part are false because what's actually happening is people are being stupid and they're just stealing the mods, putting them on the Xbox, and it was never made for the Xbox in the first place, so it does funky things that cause incompatibilities. So yes, they're using the script extenders as some kind of DRM system. It's absolutely insane, and if we do get a Skyrim with BethesdaNet support, then they're going to run into the exact same issues with that unless they somehow lock it down to where only BethesdaNet mods work. And I've been predicting that they would do this for some time because they want to unify everything and make everyone play by the same limitations that they do. Now, if you pop open that video description, you will see several links to podcasts I have done where I've been talking about this topic with other people. And if you check out the Migrant Thought YouTube channel, which will also be linked in the video description, we're going to be talking about this topic in a couple weeks from now. But here's some predictions, okay? And I'm really hoping they're not true. But prediction number 1, we see a Skyrim remaster. Prediction number 2, that Skyrim remaster uses BethesdaNet exclusively for its mods. Prediction number 3, paid modding comes back to BethesdaNet. Prediction number 4, rampant theft of mods and Bethesda's refusal to take accountability for them. Prediction number 5, the next really big game isn't even going to have the same kind of modding support that we are expecting. It's going to be something like Doom's Snap Map feature, which we all know didn't live up to the hype. I knew wasn't going to live up to the hype, and as a large modder of Quake 1 and 2, I can tell you I'm disgusted with. So I'm looking forward to these predictions being wrong. I really am. Thank you all for watching. This has been Zarek Sahakaran. Please like, leave a comment, and check the social media links. Until next time, I will see y'all later.